I mean, how did reason lead you to? Oh, wow. So that just see, Allahu Akbar. See how the souls are connected. That you asked a question about reason, and I didn't even read your question, and yet I spoke on reason. Allahu Akbar. How did reason lead you to choose Islam over the other world religions or even New Age spirituality? Rahim Sanwa Shukran, much love from the region between the Sinosphere and the Indosphere. Allah, may Allah bless you and that region. I mean, right. I feel that faith is not, this is the thing, that faith is not chosen by reason. Faith is chosen or pursued is a better word by the phenomenon of the sacred or the holy. So it is more something, it is dhawq, it is something experiential. But reason then guides in what that is not to be. So reason guides in filtering what is not to be the sacred. But in and of itself, I feel it cannot truly, in an experiential way, arrive at the heart of the sacred. It can guide you to it by excluding what is not from it. But then there must come a point where you must taste it. If you don't, I feel that you couldn't. You know, it's in some ways, some mystics, they use the hadith. I think it's an apt analogy, metaphorical analogy to use here, even if, you know, it may not be right. They speak of the events of the Mi'raj, the Isra and the Mi'raj. And the Mi'raj, and what they say is, you know, the famous hadith that Jibreel alayhi salam is with the Prophet, and they reach a point of la makan, of no further point to be. This infinite. And the Prophet is to step forward. And he looks at Jibreel to step forward with him. And Jibreel says that in ikhtaraqtu, if I pass this barrier, ihtaraqtu, I will be set ablaze and burn. I will perish. But you can. And many mystics, they saw as a metaphor that Jibreel alayhi salam, like this, the archangel representing the highest of intellect and reason, that it guided to God right up until that very point. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as a metaphor, being the embodiment of ultimate spirituality, that to that point they were there and it was guided, but then reason, it was not to be a reason realization. It was to be an experiential, a tasted, a lived realization. I think that is so profound as a metaphor. Yeah, obviously that's for people who understand or like these this kind of discourse. I've got some people joining on. Let me I co- right. Okay. These right. So somebody said Mufti's go Ram Ibn Rushd al Ghazali. What about, you see, the meeting of Ibn Rushd and Ibn Arabi? Is that not, the more I reflect on that, the more it makes sense to me that they were not, as Ibn Rushd, he is so pleased when he asks Ibn Arabi that he just looks at him, doesn't even ask the question, but it's understood that do these, and he says, Naam, that do they, are they congruent, the paths? And then he says, La. And then he says, وَبَيْنَهُمَا تَطِيرُ الْأَرْوَاحِ. And between that yes and no, the souls are dissipated. Allah. I feel that that's, I've got a clip on that. Do watch that.